Hi, I'm Iris Schreier, author of Reversible Knits, and I'm going to be showing you how to create a cable that's on one side of your knitting, and on the other side of your knitting you're going to get a striped effect. You can find the technique on page 72 of Reversible Knits, which shows a two-color cable pattern, and the actual pattern is found on larkbooks.com. What I'm demonstrating now is the diamond cable on one side and the stripes on the other technique. And this uses a combination of cabling and slip stitch. So I'll start by showing you the special cabling that's required in order to create a cable that moves to the right and a cable that moves to the left. The first cable is going to move to the right because I'm starting right here. I'm going to repeat this diamond, and I'm actually going to create a cable that moves to the right and takes these two stitches and transposes them with these two stitches. And the way I do that is I have a cable needle and I transfer 5 stitches onto it. What I do is I use my left needle and I grab stitches 3, 2, and 1 from behind, so they're all coming off and onto the left needle, and so it allows me to transpose those 2 stitches that I'm bringing over to the right. And what I do is I bring them over this way just by placing them back on the right needle, on the left needle, and I'm going to knit them. And in the second part of my cable, what I'm going to be doing is taking these same 3 stitches and bringing them back onto the needle. And this time I'm going to bring my left needle into the front of the work and take stitches 1 and 2 off in this order, the second and then the first. And I'm going to keep a careful eye on this last stitch because I'm going to grab it just like that. And then I need to use my cable needle and bring it back onto my left needle. And now that stitch that I just transposed, that is going to be a purl, and I'm going to purl it, and it's very important that you do that. And then I'm going to knit the last 2 stitches. So I've just created a cable that shifts to the right. The next cable is going to shift to the left. So in this pattern you're going to purl the next stitch, and then you're going to shift the next 5 stitches by transposing the 2 here with a 2 here. So I'm going to take my 5 stitches and transfer them onto this cable needle. And now this time I'm going to hold them behind my work, because what I'm going to need to do is take these 2 stitches, stitch 1 and 2, and put them back on my needle. And what I'm going to do is just slide them right off just like that. Okay, and I've got 3 left. And now what I need to do is make sure that I grab the first stitch, number 1 on the needle, through the back loop onto the left needle, and very, very carefully, holding your work firmly so that you don't lose these other 2 stitches, I'm going to put those 2 back on the cable needle. And I've just brought those back to the front, and those are going to be the first 2 that I knit. And I'm going to knit into the first, and I'm going to knit in the second. I'm going to purl that center stitch, very important to keep the pattern, and I'm going to knit the 2 stitches. So now I've created the right cable and the left cable, and I continue in the pattern stitch, which is knit 2, purl 1. Now I turn my work, and here is where my slip stitches come in, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my dark yarn, and I'm going to be carrying it up the side, knitting the first stitch with it, I'm going to have to slip the 2 stitches and bring the yarn to the front of the work. I'm going to be knitting the next stitch and then slipping the 2 stitches with the yarn in front. This part of the technique is in the pattern.